Hello and welcome back to my Unreal Engine 4 blueprint tutorial series. Today we will be start or hopefully finish scripting the AI's blueprint. I'm just going to see how time goes. I'll try and keep the video to 15 minutes max. Alright, so let's open up our 3AI and we're going to start on some of these functions. So first of all, the AI action. We're going to change some things in here. What we're going to do is, first of all, for setting our world location, so we're going to give ourselves a little bit of space right here. Off of true, we're going to say cast to my character, and we'll get the player character. And then we will get world location of our mesh, I believe. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then we're going to want the right vector as well, so let's get right vector, put that under the world location. Let's just get rid of all of that, and then what we're going to do is basically what we've been doing all along. So we're going to drag off of the right vector and we're going to do it times float, and I'm going to times it by 100, and then I'm going to drag off of the world location and do a plus vector, and we're going to connect the two and plug that into our new location. The mesh that we're going to want to move is going to be our first mesh. So what we're going to do is drag him out, and we're going to pull off of him and say is valid with the question mark. We're going to plug it in like such, and the south that we'll be moving is the first mesh. Alright, and then I believe we need to plug that in, and that should be alright for the first one. Okay, moving on, we're going to do exactly the same thing underneath on the next attack. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll just copy and paste everything, makes it faster, and I'll duplicate it, plug the true execution pin in, set the float to be times to 200 because this time we're doing magic, and plug that in. I think, wait, I got this the wrong way around. No, yeah, that's his normal attack. This is magic. Yeah, it's correct. Alright, so we'll plug that into set new location. The target will be again be the mesh. Again, we'll do an is valid with the question mark, plugging the execution pin and the is valid into the set world location, and the target will be the mesh. Play animation for the mesh, and that will be it for that one. Then we're going to move on to the bottom one. We're going to delete our old logic for movement, give ourselves some space, and once again let's copy and paste all of that. So I'll duplicate it, plug the execution true pin in, and off of here I'll rather just do an is valid right away. So is valid, and plug that in, and we're looking for our mesh. We'll plug that into the target and into the target for the animation, and that'll do nicely. Alright, wait, we'll set this to, what will we set this to? We'll set this to 360. We want it behind all the other characters. so 360. Alright, and then we're going to plug this little value into the new location, and we should be good to go on this function. Alright, compile and save, and then we're going to head over to our AI attack choice 2, and we're going to go over to our AI attack count 2 and set it to a random integer in the range. The range will be 1 to 10, and that's that function done. So we'll go to the AI attack choice 3, and then we'll set our AI attack count 3 to a random integer in the range again being 1 to 10 for our attack ratio. Alright, then what we're going to do is go into our AI action. We're going to copy absolutely everything except for our actual function start. So let's do that. Copy and head over to your AI action 2 and paste it all in there. Just let me get some. There we go. That'll be fun. And then what we're going to want to change in here is firstly all of these references to our first mesh. So let's get rid of that, and we're going to bring in our AI2 skeletal mesh. I'm going to plug it into the isValid, bring it up, plug it into the world location and the play animation. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the next attack. So delete that mesh, bring in our AI2 onto the isValid, into the world location and the play animation. Alright, and then onto the last one. We'll delete the mesh once again, add our AI2 skeletal mesh, plug in the target for set world location and animation, and that'll do nicely. Compile, and since we still have it on our clipboard, we can go straight to the AI action 3 and paste in all of that logic. We can plug in our AI action 3 execution pin. Just let me have a look, see if I plug this one in. Yes, I did. Alright, so then we're going to want to change the mesh once again to our AI3 skeletal mesh. And plug that into the world location and animation for each one of these. So let's go ahead and delete the mesh, AI3 skeletal mesh, location, animation, and the same thing on the last one, AI3 skeletal mesh, location and animation. Compile and save. Alright, so moving on, we're going to want to go into our event graph on our event any damage. Go over to here where we set our world location, I think, and the animation mode. Just let me correct myself. Yes, we are going to get rid of this. So let's do that. Get rid of that and that. Am I recording? I am. Okay. So what are we going to do now? Now we're going to head over to our AI move back, and we're going to grab our first mesh. We're going to run a isValid check, plug it in like such, and we'll set the animation mode for the mesh to the in animation blueprint, and then we'll set the location for the mesh. Set world location. Alright, and we'll set it to his original placement. Compile, and then we're going to go over to our AI move back to function. And I forgot there's something we have to do over here. Wait, it's not over here. Where is it? I think it's actually on the event graph. Yes, it's on the event graph. We have to do this real quick. So on our actor overlap, we're going to have to grab our other two meshes, and we're going to say get world location, and we'll promote it to a variable. That variable we'll call mesh 2 origin, and we will plug it in like that. Then we'll do the same thing for the third mesh. So we'll say get world location, promote it to a variable, and we will call it mesh 3 origin, and we'll plug it in like that. Okay, so back over to our AI2 move back. We're going to grab our AI2 mesh. We're going to do an is valid check. Off of the is valid pin, we're going to set the animation mode to the in animation blueprint, and then just like before, we're going to set the world location of the mesh to the mesh's 2 origin. Right, compile and head over to AI move back 3, and we'll be grabbing the third mesh, and we'll do an is valid check, and then we will set the animation blueprint for the mesh, and then we will set the world location, not world location, to the mesh 3's origin. Compile. Let's just make those editable because I've had some errors before. And that is about it for our functions, I think. Yeah, that seems correct. Alright, so we got to change some things on this event any damage. First of all, off of our false pin, yeah, we will still do this, but before that we're gonna cast to our my character. So cast to my character, get the player character, and then what you're gonna want to do is get AI. What did we call it? We called it get AI attack. No, what did we call it? Hold on. Sorry, haven't been here in a while. We called it nothing. Did I set this up? Why have I not got this? Hold on. Okay, so I am back, and there is a variable that we haven't set in my character. So head over to your my character blueprint and create a new variable. Make it an integer, and we'll call this AI attack select. Compile. Where did I set this? Okay, that's why we did that. Okay, anyway, let's just make that publicly editable. And then one more thing while we are here, let's go to the overlapping AI. Here where we cast it to our 3 AI, we're going to promote this to a variable. We'll call this 3 AI ref for 3 AI reference. Alright, and we'll just plug all of these things in real quick. Just like that. and compile, and now we can head back over to our 3 AI blueprint, and in here we can drag off of our as my character cast, and we can say get AI attack select, and then we will do an equals integer times 3, so duplicate that 2 more times, and we'll set this to 1, 2 and 3. So and what we're going to do is a branch off of my character. Let's just move that out of the way for the time being. Off of this branch, the condition needs to be the first one, yes, and then we're going to do another branch, and the condition can be the second one, and we're going to do another branch, and the condition can be when it's equal to 3. Alright, so off of all of these, what we're going to want to do is play our animations and minus our health. So off of the first one we'll do that, then off of the second one we will grab our next mesh and we will say play animation. Let's just duplicate that while we're at it. Grab our third mesh, and let's choose any old random animation. It seems fine, and it actually has to be a hit reaction, so let's do that. Get hit and hit, so that'll be fine, and we'll plug the true pins in. Then we want to do what we did with the first HP, so let's set our HP 2 and set our HP 3 to our HP 2 minus our incoming damage, and yeah, we'll plug that in and get our HP 3 and set it to our HP 3 minus the incoming damage once again, just like that. Alright, and then once we've done that, we want to set the AI as attack choices. So we'll plug all of these into there, we'll give ourselves some room, and we'll pull in some functions. So AI attack choice 2, AI attack choice 3, and then we'll run our delay as normal, and we'll call our first mesh into attack, so that'll be our AI action. Do our branch to see if we did magic or not, and then we'll move him back into place. So AI move back, whether he did magic or not, he needs to go back, and then we will run a delay of 1 second, and then we will call our AI action 2 because it's his turn to attack, and then we need to do the same check again, so we'll just duplicate it. Let's just move this out a little bit, and then we'll call our mesh move back 2 so he can go back, and we'll run another delay again of 1 second, and then what we're gonna do is call our mesh 3 action. So let's do that, and we're gonna run this same check again. Let's just duplicate it, get out the way, plug it in like that, and move our third mesh back into place. And then we're going to run one last delay of 1 second, and then we're going to do our cast to my character. Alright, so I think that's enough for this video. We're going to add a little bit on the event tick in the next video, and then we're done setting up the AI blueprint. Thank you for watching. Please like and